Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to take a virtual pilgrimage to one of the most breathtaking and spiritually charged locations in all of Uttarakhand, India, the Tarkeshwar Mahadev Temple. I am absolutely thrilled to guide you through this material because it's just this perfect blend of rich mythology, stunning natural geography, and profound tranquility.
So are you looking for absolute peace? Like real peace? If you're completely burned out from the hustle and bustle of city life, the endless notifications, and staring at a concrete jungle all day, the sources we're looking at today suggest this might be the exact sanctuary you need. We're talking about a place where the modern plague of sensory overload just, poof, completely evaporates, and is replaced by this ancient, heavy stillness. Okay, I want you to really ground yourself in this for a second. This is truly a divine escape. Just imagine feeling that crisp, cold mountain wind rustling through 1,500-year-old deodar and pine trees in a dense, dark forest. It's a place where the only interruptions to the silence are birds chirping and distant temple bells ringing in the wind. It's literally a full sensory reset for a tired mind.
Section 1. Journey to the Sacred Forest. Now this isn't just some temple by the side of a busy highway, not at all. Located roughly 1,800 to 2,092 meters above sea level in the Pauri Garhwal district, it sits about 36 to 38 kilometers from the popular hill station of Lansdowne. This temple complex rests way up high in the mountains, enveloped by misty valleys in these towering, ancient forests. It genuinely feels like a place that's physically separated from the mortal world.
And as you walk that final stretch of the path, you're greeted by this beautiful, echoing chorus of literally thousands of bronze bells. Devotees from all over travel here to tie these bells around the temple area whenever their wishes have been fulfilled. So every single chime you hear in the wind, that's actually the sound of a granted prayer. It sets an incredibly powerful atmosphere before you even lay eyes on the shrine.
Moving on to Section 2, The Legend of Tarkeshwar.
So the Shiva Puran chronicles the epic arc of the demon Tarkeshwar, and it's a story that beautifully illustrates the power of ultimate forgiveness. It all starts with a massive boon. Tarkeshwar performed intense meditation right here and actually asked Lord Shiva for immortality. Amazingly, Shiva granted it, but with one massive loophole. He could only be killed by Shiva's son. Well, thinking Shiva was an ascetic who would never marry, Tarkeshwar unleashed an absolute reign of terror on sages and gods. Naturally, this forced the gods to intervene, which led to the birth of Lord Kartikeya. Kartikeya defeats Tarkeshwar, but in his final moments, the demon completely realizes his mistakes and begs for forgiveness. Lord Shiva, in his infinite compassion, pardons him right there and declares the place will forever be known by the demon's name, hence Tarkeshwar Mahadev.
But you know, the legends don't stop there. Local belief states that while Lord Shiva was meditating, goddess Parvati saw the sun's harsh rays hitting him. So, to protect him, she transformed herself into 7 massive deodar trees to provide shade. And today, those towering trees surrounding the sanctum are actually said to naturally form the shape of the sacred syllable Om and Lord Shiva's Trishul, or trident. It's just a stunning intersection of nature and faith.
All right, Section 3. Inside the temple complex. Unlike a lot of temples you might visit, the main sanctum here hides a deeply fascinating secret. Yes, it houses a self-manifested black stone shivling, which is pretty standard for Shiva temples, but right alongside it, there's a historic idol of Shiva performing the cosmic Tanvava dance. And get this, it wasn't just crafted and placed there, it was actually unearthed right during an excavation of the site itself. It gives the whole sanctum this profound aura of ancient discovery. Adding a real layer of mystery here, the temple grounds are governed by some incredibly strict, highly specific local prohibitions. For instance, you absolutely can't bring mustard oil. You also can't bring sal leaves, which are locally known as kandar. And, according to deeply rooted traditional beliefs, people of the Iswal caste are entirely prohibited from entering. It really highlights just how distinct and well-preserved the local lore is, standing completely apart from mainstream practices.
Right outside the main sanctum is a sacred pool, or kund. Local legend says this was actually built by Mata Lakshmi in a single night. The water here is used exclusively for Jal Abhishek, which is the ritual bathing of the deity. But let me warn you, this water is freezing, like soul freezing. We reviewed a vlog from a traveler who washed up in a designated area nearby, and they described the water as an absolute shock to the system that chilled them right to the bone.
So when you're planning a visit, you really have to choose your experience because it can go one of two wildly different ways. Go on a weekday morning, you're going to find this meditative, profound, and completely empty silence. It's amazing.
But if you visit during the Mahashivaratri festival, the energy totally flips. You'll immerse yourself in massive, chaotic devotion, incredibly vibrant energy, thousands of pilgrims, and endless community feasts known as banderas. It's the exact same sacred space, just offering two vastly different spiritual journeys.
Which brings us to Section 4, Planning Your Pilgrimage.
The good news? The journey is incredibly accessible. If you're coming from Delhi, it's about 220 kilometers down to Kodwar by train or bus. From there, you just grab a taxi to Lansdowne. The final leg is a 36-kilometer scenic drive on really well-maintained mountain roads that are perfectly fine for a standard family car. Once you arrive, there's free parking, followed by a beautiful, short, 1-kilometer meditative walk down into the dense forest to reach the actual temple.
But hey, definitely be careful on that walk. To inject a bit of real-world stakes into our explainer, one YouTube vlogger we analyzed actually faced a total nightmare scenario. While trying to film the sheer scale of those trees, he accidentally dropped his expensive camera straight down a steep, treacherous gorge right near the temple. No way, right? But amazingly, with the help of local villagers who actually knew the old mule trails, he managed to hike down and retrieve it fully intact. So keeping a tight grip on your phones and cameras is absolutely crucial.
Timing your trip is also crucial for both your safety and comfort. You want to aim for the summer or autumn months, where the temperatures sit at a very comfortable 20 to 30 degrees Celsius. Now, the monsoons do transform the area into a lush paradise, but honestly, that brings a really high, dangerous risk of landslides on those mountain roads. And winters? Well, the whole area transforms into a freezing, snowy wonderland that can be quite harsh if you aren't properly prepared for it.
Best of all, breaking down the costs makes it super clear that this serene weekend getaway is incredibly budget-friendly. If you're traveling from Delhi, factoring in your travel, a night in a hotel or the local dharamshala, plus food, you are only looking at a total budget of around 3,000 to 5,000 rupees per person. It's a profoundly rich experience that is highly accessible for almost any traveler.
As we wrap up this explainer, I really want you to think about something. When was the last time you experienced true, completely uninterrupted silence? If you're thinking it's been way too long, well, it might just be time to pack your bags, disconnect from the noise, and discover the profound, ancient peace of the Tarkeshwar Mahadev forest for yourself.